Yeah, so today we're going to start with this first video in our series of Ask a Hypnotherapist Anything. And we're going to look at, like we said in the last video, some of the questions that I get since I've opened the practice. And one of the questions I get quite often is, how does the type of work that you do differ from traditional therapy, especially when it comes to, say, addressing trauma or breaking old habit patterns? Well, the type of work I do is it's a little different from traditional talk therapy in that there are several different ways that when it comes to addressing trauma or breaking bad habits that are ingrained pretty deeply. Um, Traditional therapy often focuses on the conscious exploration. Means that you're usually discussing or analyzing your thoughts and your feelings and your experiences directly. And while that can be effective for some people, it works primarily on the conscious level, which can sometimes make it a challenge to access those deeper roots of trauma, especially if those traumatic memories have been repressed or that they're difficult to talk about. And so with the type of work that I do, working on an unconscious level, we get the client in a state of focused attention, usually in a relaxed state. And in that state, the barriers that usually protect the unconscious mind soften or remove completely. And it allows for me to direct that unconscious mind to the core issues that may not be easily really reached in a traditional therapeutic setting. So because trauma is a lot of times stored on a deeper emotional level, and with hypnotherapy and NLP we can bypass those conscious defense mechanisms and work with that part of the mind. And by addressing this trauma at a root level, hypnotherapy helps to release those stored emotions and patterns in a way that traditional talk therapy um, sometimes has a hard time achieving. And so, with the type of work we do, many times it can be faster in breaking these old cycles, these old thought patterns, these old habits, because it works with the unconscious mind's natural ability to learn these new patterns without being constrained by those mental blocks or that resistance that traditional therapies tend to cause to rise. So I hope that answers the question, how does the type of work that I do, the hypnotherapy work that I do, differ from traditional therapies like talk therapies, gestalt therapy, that type of thing? Well, it works on an unconscious level where many times we're trying to solve unconscious issues consciously. And so we get that unconscious mind involved because that's where the habits are stored, that's where the thoughts are stored, that's where the patterns, those negative trances are stored. And so we get in and we break free from that, and it allows a healing to happen and take place. So stay tuned for our next video and the next question we'll be looking at, and hope to see you soon.